Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Join the Dots. Now this is Tuesday afternoon and I'm recording this after the morning one, which you would have seen Wednesday. This is Thursday. This is the XRP special. We have to do a bit of intro, then we'll get on to the XRP story, and it is so important. The intro is we need a new financial system. You know that, everyone should know that now. All the 3 months I've spent doing these Join the Dots, giving you all the dots, joining them, says we need a new financial system. You have to understand that, otherwise you're not going to understand anything. Okay, so we've got the worst layoffs in the US since the 1980s. Okay, we've got the lowest income increases for the poor. We've got the highest job losses on record. It's the economy, stupid. Yes, and it is. And the US economy is hurting. But, as I've explained recently, the Chinese economy is hurting a hell of a lot more. A hell of a lot more. We know that the number 3 economy, Germany, is really struggling. And we know the number 4 economy, Japan, has been in a mess since the 1990s. We need a new financial system. If you don't accept that, you'll never understand XRP and where it fits in. You just won't. Okay, now another thing that shows you need a new financial system, Eurodollar University, I've shown you all the clips where he's talked about collateral and the lack of trust in collateral. So what is the thing that is becoming collateral behind everything, behind every currency? Gold, isn't it? Gold is becoming the only collateral that everyone will trust. So we need a new financial system backed by gold. However, we need more than that. Now, I'm going to give you a link. First link I'm going to give you is to Joe Blogs, because I'm just going to show you that it's not just lay, it's not just China update. Here's one from Joe Blogs. Now, he normally concentrates on anything other than China, but here he is picking up on China. So link number 1, Joe Blogs. And it's just a simple analysis of the exports and imports of China. The imports now are fallen. They've fallen 5 out of the last 12 months. You cannot export finished goods if you're not importing raw materials. So simple. So China's exports are going to fall. We know they're falling. We know they are. They only rose 1% last month. It's very, very bad. And this is the maximum period for China going into the Christmas period. They should be making all the Christmas goods now and exporting them, ready for the shops to sell them. Okay, then we come on to the BBC, and again it goes to the whole systemic crisis that's around us. Donald Trump is now threatening to sue for $1 billion in the Miami courts. He will win. Okay, and I'm going to give you a link to a barrister called Stephen Barrett, I think it is, who talks about this. Okay, I'll give you a link because the case is impossible to defend. Impossible to defend. This is the sitting president of the US, the most important man in the world. Whether you like Trump or not, doesn't matter. The position is the most important position in the world. And the BBC, the so-called most respected journalism or media company in the world, is caught trying to cheat. Absolutely 100%, and it's not a mistake. It's deliberate, it's intentional, it's an agenda-driven item. So that's the BBC. Against all this then, against all this, how do gold, I've just told you, it is the only item that will be respected 100% across the globe as collateral. We're seeing more and more signs that any other collateral is not all that good. Even the dollar, even US treasuries, okay? They're not being dumped wholesale yet. Don't buy that silly story and that noisy news. But people would rather have gold. So gradually there's a replacement from treasuries to gold. Okay, so gold becomes the collateral for the global financial system because it's the only thing that everyone now trusts. We're reaching a peak of madness in all economies, which requires a global reset. Okay, so I'm going to link now the Black Swan Capitalist, and I think this is perhaps the best video I've seen in my 3 months on here, or 4 months on Join the Dots. It's an exceptional video, but, and here's the key, will you be distracted by Jim Wiley, Dr. Jim Wiley. Will you be distracted by his, not antics, but his paranoia, his apparent somewhat craziness? Probably. That's what the system will want you to be, distracted. No, listen to the words. Okay, don't shut your eyes if necessary. Listen to the words. Because what we've learned in the last 20, 30 years is to be totally distracted such that we can't hear what is said. We only see what we want to see and therefore hear what we want to hear. We don't hear the words. Okay, so Black Swan Capitalist, Versan Aljara, very, very good. He's clearly very bright. The financial system will collapse. Okay, so gold is being reintegrated as the collateral. Fine. XRP emerges as the digital settlement layer that overlays the system, bridging all tokenized assets, all CBDCs, and all sovereign debt. How much XRP do you need? You need one hell of a lot. And there is one hell of a lot, but it's far, far too cheap at $2.50 to $3 to work in the way the system will require it to work. So the price is going to rise. Now, let me go on to my points here. I've taken these points from the interview, okay? Whatever is said, whoever Ripple competes with, it eventually wins. It does win, okay? After 14 minutes, so watch the whole thing. If you have any feeling for XRP, or if you want to understand XRP, you have to watch this whole video. I sent it to a client of mine who's holding 6 figures XRP, high 6 figures. He was fascinated, and he's held XRP now for maybe 10 years. Okay? He was fascinated. So this is a real piece for you to try to better understand XRP, its role, and therefore its logical price. Oh, Fugly's taken a walk into our house, never mind, and we'll sort that out. Right, now, after 14 minutes, $500 to $1,000 is the price more likely that XRP will need to rise to fulfill its role in this new system. And it could rise exponentially beyond that, but let's just stick to 500 to 1,000. Let's stick to something that people can perhaps relate to. All right, don't get shaken out at $2.50. I'm sure that in the last 2 weeks, loads of people have been shaken out. It's such a shame. It's so sad. It's so sad to see or hear. Okay, after 15 minutes, this gentleman, Dr. Jim Wiley, received a phone call after one of his clients had bought some XRP. And the danger is with XRP, like any new item, there are scammers out there all over the place. Never take a phone call that tells you, oh, I see you've just bought XRP, blah, blah, blah. No. Somehow these people get this information. Do not fall for it, okay? As he says, he simply asks the guy, okay, well, please give me your boss's number, your office number, what's your address, what's your telephone number, and I'll ring you in a minute. Boom, gone. Okay, so don't fall for that, please. SWIFT has been a weapon, and it has been a weapon in the whole financial system. SWIFT has been a weapon, and they're losing control. They're losing control. After 22 to 25 minutes on Japan, okay, on November 24, a year ago this month, Japan ordered compliance with XRP for all Japanese institutions. They know what's coming. They're ahead. They know they need it. Now linked to Jake Claver's video that I gave you early on in my series of lectures on XRP, linked to the exit strategy from the carry trade. Okay? Japan needs XRP. Then we look after 46 minutes. There's quite a controversial piece here on America, Russia and China perhaps working together at the serious cost of Europe. That's very deep level. And I can't go there yet, but that doesn't mean I won't go there in time, because things change. And again, when you're in a world like this, where you're coming to a global financial reset out of necessity, hence the gold price moving up from 2,000 to 4,000, okay? When you're coming to such a point in the world's history, in the population's history, things are going to be very strange, or seem strange at the time. But there's a logic behind it. Okay, so now what have we got? We've got, what about the old guard? What are they going to do? What's deep state going to do? What's the banking cabal going to do? What are the governments going to do? What are the defence industries who control the governments mainly? The military industrial complex, NATO. What do they do? Okay. Well, after 50 minutes, and this is a really fundamental point, and I want you to understand this, please. It appears, Jim says, and I can't back it up because I don't have any evidence, BlackRock and JP Morgan, want obviously to be in control, because they've been in control for the last X years. They want to be in control, and they have come to Ripple and said, please work with us. Now this is fundamental, because if you've got BlackRock, Vanguard, JPM, maybe some of the other main New York Center banks working with XRP, then you know it's going to succeed. Whatever they want, they will get it in the end. Now what BlackRock and JPM are probably doing, and this is the beauty of the XRP treasury hoard of XRP, okay, Ripple's treasury hoard, is that they've got the coins to facilitate deals. Funnily enough, about 3 months ago, maybe just before I started this service, 4 months ago, I thought to myself, what happens if XRP, Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple, talks to Trump and says, look, I want to give the US government 20 billion coins. Let's get this going. What would the price be if suddenly the US government owned 20 billion coins out of the Ripple treasury? And that was my thought, and I just thought it. Now I can see that the treasury might well be used to incite, tempt, whatever, BlackRock, JPM and other major institutions to join with Ripple rather than fight Ripple. So this video to me is an absolute, it's fantastic information. Now, you don't have to agree every word, and anyone who's got XRP or anyone who hates XRP will not want to agree any words, because they have a fixed mindset and they can't be persuaded even by facts. They cannot be persuaded, let alone someone who could appear a bit neurotic, a bit paranoid, whatever. However, I take this as I see it. I think it's a very serious piece, because forget the individual, think of the game, think of the game plan. It makes sense, okay? And they talk there of XRP being up to the 500 to 1,000. It doesn't matter. Once it gets to a price, what's gold done? Once it gets to a price where people need it, want it, it's required for the system, the price will be what the price will be, not what you think or want it to be. Okay? There we go. It's a blockbuster. Enjoy the video, but watch it all the way through. Please, you have to do this. If you're going to invest for generational wealth, you need to invest time and effort. Okay? Any comments you have, any questions you have, put them below. I try to answer every question that I get on this site, as you've seen in the past. I really do. So please put your questions down there, and if I can, I'll answer them. If I can't, I'll tell you. Thank you very much.